most important thing.
Oh, I can see that. Oh, yeah. That was smart. I saw those in Walmart. I'm like, oh, you got them? Yes. Oh, my They're going to be here forever.
Wherever you want. Yep. Of course. Wherever you want. Ready? You're the talent. That is perfect. Just here in the background. Do you need more space or you good?
You gotta put that on the ladder. That is like,
Almost anything.
Liberty League crossover series starts in a couple of minutes. Well, we just had Caleb Miller throw the ball down after Alex Oppenheimer's warm-up pitches, so this game's going to start right now between the number 2 seed, or at least the second place in the East Division, Union College Garnet Chargers, and the number 3 team in the West Division, St. Lawrence. Getting underway right now is Oppenheimer will deliver the first pitch to Jack Finnegan. Best of 3 series here as Finnegan swings at the first pitch. It'll be a can of corn for Jack McKillop in center field, and there's one away. That's how this one starts. Nolan Widrick will look at the first pitch here in his at-bat. Let's take a note here of the first pitch swinging that we have in this game. That one's fouled away by Widrick, down 0-2 in the count. The reason I say that, I haven't watched much St. Lawrence this year, but I know Union loves to attack that first pitch. I'd love to just be able to kind of keep track of it here, if possible. See if that shapes any storylines in this game as Oppenheimer is upstairs for the first ball here to Widrick. Oppenheimer, the starter for Union, 3-2, a 5.82 ERA. He's made the Friday starts quite often for this Union squad. As that one comes out of his hand a bit awry and evens the count 2-2 on Nolan Widrick, a .348 hitter playing in his 30th game of the season. 4 doubles, no homers, 19 runs batted in. He gets a hold of this one, sends it down the right field line, but foul. So that .348 average for Widrick, only a .393 slugging, a .392 on base percentage, so he doesn't walk much, doesn't hit for much power, but he definitely gets on base at a good clip by swinging the bat with those 31 hits and 89 at-bats. It's a 2-2 count now here. So we got a conversation between Oppenheimer and the home plate umpire. Oppenheimer says that ball lost a chunk when it hit the fence. So Widrick really got into that one, as the fence scuffed it up a bit. 2-2. Fouled away again. John Gannon on deck for St. Lawrence, and it will be Willie Landman and John Danella. Two again, punched out. Oppenheimer gets Widrick looking for the second out of the inning. Here's some good banter from the Union bench. A decent crowd on hand here, especially from the St. Lawrence contingent, filling up the ever so small bleacher setup here. All right, we have a new crowd mic set up for this broadcast, and sounds like a foul ball off the backstop here is going to be a bit noisy. So monitor that for y'all. Hopefully I'm coming across clear as day. Second pitch there misses to Gannon. John Gannon, a tall right-handed batter playing first base today for Kenny Collins' squad. This is the second ball. Gannon, a .417 hitter, the only regular in the St. Lawrence lineup, batting over 400. Not that that's a bad thing, really. There are 4 batters hitting above 300. You also have Cam Cerrone batting 1,000. 1 hit and 1 at bat. This one hit on the ground. And under the glove of Legman. Legman just didn't get his glove down. I'm going to say that's an error. Legman was there. Fielding on the backhand. That one could get changed. But that's a play that Legman needs to make. It's the 9th error on Legman this season. Breaks a 3-way tie to lead the team. This ball's hit in the air to center field, so the error won't hurt Oppenheimer or Legman. He can shake that one off. And Union will be coming to bat here in the bottom of the first. Jack McKillop, the leadoff hitter, against the starter for St. Lawrence, David Zulsdorf. First pitch from Zulsdorf is low. I was preparing to say Zulsdorf's name, and that's kind of why I mispronounced Lawrence into more of a Lewis sounding. Zulsdorf coming into today with a 5.97 ERA. Same record as Oppenheimer at 3-2. 36 strikeouts in 37 2/3 innings. Also has walked 23 batters. 11th start of the year. 11th appearance. No, 10th start of the year for Zulsdorf, excuse me. All but one of them have come out of the pen. As McKillop fouls this one off here in his first at-bat. Batting .246. 10 stolen bases. Walked 21 times. Has been hit by 3 pitches as well. So McKillop here in his first season, not the highest on-base percentage that you're looking for out of a leadoff hitter, but the speed and the eye and approach at the plate is what you want from a leadoff guy. You'll see a lot of pitches as he hits this one into the air. Cloutier will put it away for the first out of the inning after battling the sun a bit. Dylan Swartz, second hitter here today, batting .370. 17 doubles on the season, leads the Liberty League tied with 2 other players entering today. That pitch called a strike. Ball hit on the ground here to third base. Nice recovery and a nice play overall by Harris to get Swartz for the second out of the inning. Harris falling to his right, excuse me. Picked that play, was the first part of that. That was impressive, and then getting up in time and making the strong throw to get Swartz. Now Caleb Miller for his first plate appearance of the day. Sees another first pitch strike. And Caleb Miller, of course, in that wild game for Union last time out to end non-conference play. This one's lined up the middle. Miller, 176 hits in his career, the most in Union history. 121 runs batted in as well, also tops in the program. The most at-bats, the most total bases, the most runs scored. Caleb Miller right at the top. An amazing 4-year career for Miller, and he's hoping it does not end anytime soon, as Union will try to win this 3-game series and advance to the Liberty League postseason. This is not a postseason game. It's also not really a regular season game either, but it's officially not a tournament game. This is the Liberty League crossover series. These are conference games, and you will not hear me refer to these next 3 games as anything other than the crossover series. They're also must-win games. There's a couple of checks on Miller over there at first. Always a good idea when Miller has stolen 18 bases this season. With Miller on the move, ball is hit out to left field, and Morrissey puts it away. And both teams go down after 4 at-bats here in the first inning. No score after 1 in Union. And St. Lawrence squaring off here in Schenectady. Five, 6, 7 due up for St. Lawrence here. As John Denellan leads off. He's the catcher today, wearing number 2. It's always nice when the uniform number corresponds with the positional number assigned to each position on the field. Donnellan swings through that one, finds himself down 1-2, with Oppenheimer looking for his second strikeout of the game. He gets his third, and Miller completes the out. And the second strikeout of the day already for Alex Oppenheimer. Eddie Marissi digs in. Ooh, right at my crowd mic. It's first pitch swinging again. Man, we're getting beat up back here. Keep adjusting my levels. I think that crowd mic really elevates the fan experience. As Marissi's experience at bat here finds himself with a 3-1 advantage over Oppenheimer, who's fanned 2 already, has not allowed a walk, at risk of losing his first batter of the game here. He will not walk him as that one is fisted and not able to be played. Marissi will be on with a hit. Ethan Harris now. Harris just misses being one of the 5 players batting over 300, batting .295. Does have 3 home runs and 6 doubles. And that's the third first pitch swinging we've seen from St. Lawrence as that one gets through the middle of the diamond. And there are runners on first and second now. Finnegan, Marissi, and now Cloutier. Or excuse me, Harris have swung at the first pitch against Oppenheimer. Cloutier swings at the first pitch as well. This one is sent high into the air to left field. Back on the warning track and running out of room is Dennis Mulhern. That's going to be a 3-run home run for Max Cloutier, the 8-hole hitter. Hits a 3-run shot to put St. Lawrence on the board first. So we'll see how Alex Oppenheimer recovers. But for the fourth straight batter now, St. Lawrence has swung at the first pitch, and that is the third fly out to center field. Turns the lineup over here for Jack Finnegan. He flew out to center field in his first time at bat. He swung at the first pitch. Oppenheimer gets in there with a strike. Finnegan does not offer at it. Beat into the ground and misplayed by Swartz at shortstop. Swartz was rounding that ball. It's the second error of the game for Union. He extends the inning. Nolan Widrick will bat. Three runs across here after Max Cloutier takes Oppenheimer deep. His first home run of the season. Oppenheimer and most of the Garnet Charger infield thought they had Finnegan picked off over there at first base. The field umpire disagreed. Now Finnegan off with the pitch, and he'll have second base stolen. Count goes full 3-2. That was only Max Cloutier's 8th, 9th, and 10th RBIs of the season on his first home run this year. And as we mentioned, that was the 8-hole hitter here that Oppenheimer lost on a home run to left field. Oppenheimer still hasn't walked a batter. He was down 3-1 to Eddie Morrissey. Morrissey reached on an infield single. (3-2) payoff pitch here coming to Widrick. That's the first walk of the game. So after the error from Swartz extends the inning, St. Lawrence back in business. After Cloutier cleared the bases with a 3-run home run, there are 2 runners on again, as John Gannon will bat for the second time in as many innings. First pitch swinging. Gannon is going to drive in Finnegan. St. Lawrence leads 4-0. Willie Landman, the 9th hitter of the inning for St. Lawrence. Garnet Charger should be back in the dugout trying to claw back from a 3-0 hole, but instead they're still out there trailing 4-0 at the moment. Another first pitch. Swartz fields it cleanly and retires the side, but not before St. Lawrence get 4 runs, including a homer from Max Cloutier that drove in 3 and an unearned run. Union coming to bat. Andrew Keaveney will lead off the Garnet Charger half of the second. Sees the first pitch ball. Talking about Caleb Miller's records that he owns in his career, Andrew Keaveney is close to setting Union's single season walk record. Record is 31. He currently has 26. So certainly not impossible, especially as he is ahead on Zulsdorf 2-0. Make it 3-0. Strike zone has not been particularly predictable or reliable so far. We did see Noah Widrick get punched out on a tough pitch. And then as Keaveney thinks he walks, he has a strike called him, 3-1. Max Cloutier playing second base today. Put a jolt into this St. Lawrence lineup. Ciano makes a nice play at shortstop to retire Keaveney for the first out of the inning.
Come on, Michael.
So Keaveney ahead 3-0, thought he walked. 3-0 pitch called a strike, and then Keaveney softly grounds out the opposite way to Ciano for the first out. Brings up Michael Dell. Michael Dell drove in the game-winning run in a unforgettable 18-17 win for Union. Dell swings through that one. Union led 11-0 after the first inning. Garnet Chargers led 13-5 after 2. Found themselves trailing 17-14 headed to the top of the ninth. And the Garnet Chargers scored 4 in that inning, capped off by an RBI from Michael Dell to close the regular season out with a victory over Castleton, Vermont State University at Castleton. Facing 0-2, Dell takes a ball. Dell's walked 4 times this season to 7 strikeouts. He's also been hit by a pitch. He's batting .432, making his 11th start this season. Evens the count on Zulsdorf, 2-2. Zulsdorf from Canton, New York, local kid, Hugh C. Williams. In his junior season. He's a Section 10 MVP at Hugh C. Williams High School and an all-league first-teamer in baseball and football. Dell stays alive, fouls off the 2-2 pitch. Dell hits it on the ground. Cloutier throws it away. So maybe some crossover series jitters for both sides defensively. Don't want to say playoff jitters. As Dell reaches on a throwing error there from Cloutier. I am not one to score many errors, but I believe we have seen 3 errors already here in the first 2 innings. Dennis Mulhern, also a later lineup addition for Union here in the season. He and Dell did not start the year as regulars, but have certainly made their marks, earning regular playing time. Mulhern making his 14th start. This is Michael Dell's 11th. Mulhern, a .309 hitter, 5 doubles, 6 walks, and a hit by pitch. Zulsdorf gets back even 1-1. Last time out for Zulsdorf, he went 5 innings. Only gave up 4 hits, no earned runs, in a 10-1 victory over Clarkson. Check on Dell at first. Michael Dell has not attempted a stolen base this year. Until now. Oh, still hasn't. Cloutier covering the bag, isn't able to make the play. It's going to be an infield single for Dennis Mulhern. As the hit and run, or at least the stolen base attempt, really helps out Union there. As the first hit of the inning has Mulhern and Dell on first and second. Can't fault Cloutier for getting to that one. If he doesn't glove that, Dell is almost certainly standing on third base. Instead, it's just first and second with one out as Evan Legman takes the first pitch strike. Evan Lagman from Glen Rock, New Jersey. A lot of New Jersey kids here in this Union lineup. Off the top of my head, I'll look at the roster just to make sure. Swartz, Dell, Mulhern, and Legman. All from the Garden State. As Lagman fouls one away. Now he's behind 1-2. Stays alive. Lagaman, that one gets through the left side, past a diving attempt from Harris. Dell will slide in for Union's first run, and the Garnet Chargers are on the board. Mulhern stays at second base. Fouled away by Lambros on his first at-bat. Nico Lambros having himself a good month of April. I guess the calendar now has turned to May. Lambros, 347 on the season, 26 hits, all but 3 of them. This bunt, fielded by Donnellan, sacrifice bunt is successful, puts runners into scoring position, as there are now 2 away for the top of the Union lineup. McKillop swings for the first pitch. I believe that's the first pitch swing for Union here. McKillop bats in a big spot early on in this game. Union trails by 3. Zulsdorf, some high strikeout numbers. 8 strikeouts against Ithaca, great lineup. 9 against Purchase. 36 through 37 innings. McKillop puts that one into the corner. 2 runs are going to score. McKillop chugging into second base. Union down by 1 here as Jack McKillop comes up in a huge spot. Huge at bat there from the first year McKillop, scoring Legman and Mulhern. And now, certainly still in a decent amount of trouble is Zulsdorf, as one of the best hitters in the Liberty League is at the bat, and one of the best hitters in Union's history is on deck. 1-0 here to Swartz, misses 2-0. The inning started with a ground out for Andrew Keaveney, and then Michael Dell reached on an error. So after the sacrifice bunt from Lambros, should be the third out of the inning. 2-1. Ball low. Hit weakly on the ground. Cloutier got Swartz in time to end the inning, but not before Union scores 3 times, including 2 runs coming home on the Jack McKillop double. St. Lawrence coming up to bat here, leading 4-3, headed to the top of the third. First pitch swinging is John Donnellan. He fouls it away. As St. Lawrence looks to re-extend their lead. This one's popped into foul territory. Cooper Ames, the first baseman, puts it away for the first out of the third inning. Unearned runs coming across there for Union in the second. Michael Dell scored the first run with 1 out after reaching on an error. And then with a 2-out double, Jack McKillop, center fielder, scores a pair of runs. As Marissi lays off the first one. And the second. Sent into right center field, Michael Dell calls off the center fielder McKillop, and they are quickly 2 away. Ethan Harris. Swung at the first pitch and singled in the second inning. Came around to score on the Cloutier home run. That one's fouled away. Hit into center field, or left field, excuse me. Dennis Mulhern's there to put it away. And 1-2-3 go St. Lawrence. Four to 3 is the score here in the bottom of the third inning. Caleb Miller leading off for the Garnet Chargers. Sees a first pitch strike from David Zulsdorf. Miller fouls that one away. Miller doesn't offer at that pitch high and outside from Zulsdorf. We've seen Zulsdorf go there several times when he's ahead of Garnet Chargers 0-2, especially to the right-handed batters. Goes back to the outside corner of the plate. Count is even, 2-2. Hit in the air. Ciano will put it away. Something about this Capital District sky St. Lawrence doesn't necessarily love. Have not made those pop-outs to the infield look necessarily routine yet today. But speaking of balls in the air for St. Lawrence, Max Cloutier sent one high and far in left field in the second inning to put his team up 3-0. St. Lawrence scored one more in the second, but Union answered back with 3 runs in their half of the second inning. Counts 2-1. Ball's hit in the air and put away by the center fielder, Finnegan. Pair of flyouts today for Ames. Flyout to left, flyout to center. Andrew Keaveney with his second at-bat of the game. He grounded out 6-3 in the second. He was ahead 3-0 on Zulsdorf before hitting one weakly the opposite way. First pitch swinging from Keaveney. Hits it right at Harris. Harris fields and throws, and the side is retired. Both sides go down 1-2-3 in the third. St. Lawrence coming up for the fourth. We'll see how Alex Oppenheimer pitches to Max Cloutier after the second baseman took him deep for 3 runs in the second inning. Not afraid is Oppenheimer as he attacks with a first pitch strike. St. Lawrence leads 4-3, top of the fourth here in Game 1 of the Liberty League Crossover Series. Union finished the season in second place in the East Division. St. Lawrence finished third in the West. That's why these two teams are squaring off. Union playing a North Country team on Buck Ewing A-Diamond for the second year in a row in the crossover series. This one's hit on the ground and fouled away. Union took on Clarkson last year on this diamond. Eventually lost in a decisive third game to the Golden Knights. Looking to have a little better luck against St. Lawrence from Canton, New York. It's a relatively different team, too. Different batters in the Union lineup this year. Include Michael Dell, Dennis Mulhern, and Evan Lagaman, and Jack McKillop. Familiar faces. This one's hit on the ground, fielded by Ames. He decides to take it himself. Ames thought about flipping that one to Oppenheimer. He pump faked a little bit, but I think I like that decision from Ames. It wasn't being decisive on whether to toss it to Oppenheimer or take it himself, and in that case, you really better off just taking it yourself and hoping you beat Cloutier to the bag. And in that case, Ames did. First pitch swinging again. That is the 9th first pitch swing from St. Lawrence here. Ciano has done it in both at-bats. Flew out to center field in his first time at the plate. One out here in the top of the fourth. Dylan Swartz with a diving play to retire Ciano. Big way to pick up his pitcher there is Swartz. Swartz made an error that cost Union a couple of runs there in the fourth, or in the second, excuse me, or at least one run. The last run came in unearned. And taking a hit away now is Dylan Swartz with a diving play at shortstop. Ball in the dirt. They say he swung, and that's going to be the last out of the inning. Third strikeout of the day, and with some more nasty stuff. Oppenheimer gets Finnegan, and he has set down the last 7. Make it 8 batters he's faced in this game. Union coming to bat. Michael Dell puts the second pitch of the at-bat in the air. Widrick puts it away for the first out. So the last 8 retired by Oppenheimer. The last 5 retired by Zulsdorf. Both pitchers have settled in as Mulhern attacks the first pitch. Gannon puts it away with the big first baseman's mitt. Quickly 2 away. Both pitchers settling in after turbulent second innings. All 7 runs in the game were scored in the second. Seven hits in the second inning between the two teams. Since then, no hits from either side. That's 6 in a row retired now by Zulsdorf. Lagaman will stop that streak. Singles for the second time today. Nico Lambros, no official at-bats recorded yet for him. Sacrifice bunt for Lambros in the second. Set up Union to score 3 runs, or at least 2 more runs. Jack McKillop, an RBI double. At the first pitch swinging from Nico Lambros. So Union's attack the first pitch quite a bit here in the 4th inning. Because of these aggressive approaches at the plate from both sides, only one walk today. Nolan Widrick walked in the 2nd. Both teams averaging more than 7 runs a game. Union 7.9 every time out, 7.4 for the Saints. As a team, St. Lawrence batting .313, Union right with them at .315. 3 extra games played for the Garnet Chargers, however. Hit on the ground the opposite way. So after 5 straight retired by Zulsdorf, 2 straight base runners, 2 straight singles. As the lineup turns over once more for Jack McKillop. McKillop takes the first pitch strike. He's the hero so far for Union, offensively at least, with Oppenheimer pitching well after the 2nd inning. 2-run double scored Mulhern and Lagaman. Union trails by 1, 4-3 here in the first game of the Liberty League crossover series. Oh, 2 skied in the air. Going back on it is Cloutier. He'll make the play. Union goes down, leaves 2 on to retire the side in the 4th. 5th inning coming up here with St. Lawrence leading 4-3. Something I just noticed here, Caleb Miller wears the sliding glove when on the bases, which is smart when he's stolen 18 bags in 22 attempts this year. But I find it interesting he keeps it on his person while catching. Man, that crowd mic's taking a beating. First pitch swinging. All right, I'll stop mentioning it for a couple innings, but I'll keep track of it. But St. Lawrence really is attacking that first pitch out of the hand of Oppenheimer. Interesting that Widrick did jump on the first one. Maybe he saw his teammates having some success and decided to do it as well. But he struck out looking in the first and walked in the 2nd. So maybe he did want to get some swings out there. Fouls this one off down the right field line. This is the 119th meeting all time between these two sides. As Widrick skies it to right field, it actually kind of fooled Michael Dell a bit, but he made the play. Michael Dell seemed to have a beat on it at first, then kind of picked up the pace as that ball carried deeper and deeper into the right center field gap off the bat of Widrick. Michael Dell able to recover enough or keep a beat on it long enough. Didn't fall to his feet. As I was saying, 119th meeting between St. Lawrence and Union all time. Union's won the last 2. They've won 6 of the last 4. Gannon spits on that one. Union's won 6 of the last 10. 6 and 4 in their last 10 matchups. But St. Lawrence owns the all-time series. 72 wins for St. Lawrence, 46 losses. This is also the first game for St. Lawrence in Schenectady since 2015. The last few years, two teams didn't meet. Union and St. Lawrence played a pair in 2024 in Canton, with Union winning both. And prior to that, games in Amsterdam, New York, where Union used to play its games for the last 10 or so years. And the two teams also played 2 games in Florida in 2023. So St. Lawrence baseball, a stranger to Schenectady, despite their other teams making many trips to the Electric City. This one's hit hard into the gap. Nobody's going to catch that one. It one-hops the wall. McKillop fields it with a bare hand off the center field wall, and Gannon is in there with a stand-up double. Second extra base hit of the day for St. Lawrence. First hit since John Gannon in the second. So 9 batters have passed since a hitter has gotten a hit for St. Lawrence, and Gannon has 2. Let me just make sure I'm hammering the point home here. The last batter to get a hit off of Oppenheimer was Gannon in the second. Since then, 9 batters have been retired. Before Gannon, the last batter to have a hit is Max Cloutier, the home run early on in the second inning. 1-0 count here to Landman. Landman puts a charge into this one. McKillop seems to have more of a beat on this one. Tagging up from second base is Gannon. Gannon will move to third on the flyout from Landman. Only 2 groundouts today for St. Lawrence. 9 flyouts. So 9 of the 11 outs for St. Lawrence have come in the air. And of course also there's the 1 Union error. Or actually the 2 Union errors. Oppenheimer strands a runner on third base after the 1-out double from Gannon. Garnet Chargers back to bat. Midway through the first game of the Liberty League crossover series, Union trails 4-3. 2-3-4 due up for Union. Dylan Swartz searching for his first hit of the game. He's grounded out twice. Still facing David Zulsdorf. Swartz attacks the first pitch and will ground out for the third time today. 3 unassisted. Caleb Miller now set to bat. Miller is 1 for 2. He singled in the first inning. And another single for Miller right up the middle. He's aboard for the second time. He's actually going to turn this into a double. Hustle double there for Caleb Miller. See if that puts a charge back in the Union lineup. Union's the last team to have scored back in the bottom of the second. And now Caleb Miller in scoring position. Ames takes the first pitch strike. Ames hits this one into the ground. Harris looks back. Miller at first, or at second, and gets the out at first. Second out of the inning. Andrew Keaveney also is grounded out twice. 6 to the shortstop and the third baseman. He has a runner in scoring position here in a big moment. As a big Union bat has a chance to drive in the game-tying run. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning here in the crossover series. As Keaveney gets one high and inside. Ahead 1-0 early in the count here. Breaking ball gets in there for a strike. Union has not struck out today. They've also not walked. Of note, Michael Dell reached on an error. Nico Lambros a sacrifice bunt. Everything else pretty straight up for Union here. As Keaveney swings through that one, he's down 1-2. Miller off second. 1-2 count from Zulsdorf. Keaveney fouls it away. Do it again. 1-2. Hit on the ground. Gloved by Gannon. Gannon will take it to the bag himself. Union leaves a runner in scoring position. St. Lawrence coming back up to bat in the top of the 6th, leading 4-3. Alex Oppenheimer back out to work. The top of the 6th inning. Eddie Morrissey fouls off the first pitch. John Gannon, the only St. Lawrence hitter in the last 11 at-bats to get a hit. He's got 2 of them. No runs since a 4-run second inning for St. Lawrence. Alex Oppenheimer has also fanned 3 St. Lawrence batters. 2 of them have had to have been completed by Caleb Miller. Drop third strikes, so some nasty stuff out of the hand of Oppenheimer has fooled the St. Lawrence hitters. And there's the 4th strikeout of the day as Morrissey goes down. Ethan Harris set to bat. He singled and scored in the second. He flew out to left field in the third. No at-bats for him the last 2 innings. First pitch from Oppenheimer misses. The 1-1 coming to Harris is high. Ethan Harris from Cicero, New York. Went to Christian Brothers Academy. And I'm guessing that's not the Christian Brothers Academy here in Albany, as there is another Christian Brothers Academy more in the central New York region near Cicero, or at least Syracuse. So this one's hit up in the air, foul, and Cooper Ames, who was shaken up on his last at bat, ranges over into foul territory to make the out. 2 down here in the 6th inning. Max Cloutier, 1 for 2, but it's a big 1. It's a home run, a 3-run shot in the 2nd inning. Scored Morrissey and Harris on his first home run of the season. On the ground, Lagaman gloves it, fields it, strong throw across the diamond. 1-2-3 inning. Once again, it's the third 1-2-3 inning for Oppenheimer in the last 4 frames. Union coming to bat, trailing by 1. Michael Dell takes the first pitch ball. Back on campus for Union's women's lacrosse team, the Garnet Chargers lead Ithaca 14-6 in the Liberty League semifinals just after halftime. That's a big result in the process for the women's lacrosse team as this one's beat onto the ground. Nice play by Ciano, but not in time to get Dell. So there's a leadoff base runner for the Garnet Chargers. It's Michael Dell on base for the second time, but that's his first hit. He reached on an error in the second. And as Union got out of the sixth inning, 2-3 frame from Oppenheimer, you heard the Union bench. I'm assuming it was one of the coaches. Smallhorn squares to bunt, but gets one right on base yet to lead off an inning. Dennis Mulhern fouls off the bunt. Mulhern has a sacrifice bunt this season, also has one sacrifice fly. So he has gotten one down. He squares again. Ball is high. So Zulsdorf behind on Mulhern 2-1, protecting a 1-run lead. He pitched with a 4-run lead for not even a full inning as the bunt goes foul. 2-2 now. Mulhern unable to get the bunt down. Not expecting him to square again with 2 strikes. But as I was saying, Zulsdorf not pitching with a huge lead for most of this game. He gave up 3 runs right after his team gave him 4 in the second. He has been able to protect the 1-run lead, though, quite well. Misses on the 2-2. It's 3-2 now. Union looking to get 2 base runners on. Get a runner in scoring position for the 3rd straight inning and have 2 runners on for the 3rd inning today. And they will as Mulhern draws a walk. So it was a little rocky for the sophomore from New Jersey as he was unable to get the bunt down. But now Union actually in a better spot than they would have been if he did get the bunt down with runners on first and second with no outs. This will be our first mound visit of the game, and we will use that opportunity to take a quick mid-inning break here as St. Lawrence discusses things with Union. 2 runners on, no outs. Evan Lagaman sets bat. After the mound visit, Evan Lagman set and gets the bunt down. It's fielded by the first baseman. They go to third, not in time.
The boy won 5.
So it's going to be a sacrifice bunt from Evan Lagman. The first baseman, Gannon, fielded it and knew exactly what he was going to do. But with the big lead off of second base, Michael Dell beats the throw at third. And so now Union with the bases loaded and the 9-hole hitter up. Nico pops this one on to the infield turf. Out on the infield fly as Harris puts it away.
Come on, Jack. Just like the second. Ball down the line. Let's go.
So Jack McKillop now with a chance to be a hero again. And he will be. He sends this one into left center field. Michael Dell scores, rounding third and coming home. The throw is not cut off, but also not in time as Jack McKillop puts Union in the lead. 5-4. Dylan Swartz now searching for his first hit. He's 0 for 3. He swings to the first pitch. On the ground. Flip at second. On to first. In time for the double play. Inning is over. But Union does take the lead on a 2-run RBI single from Jack McKillop. Union leads 5-4 after 6. Alex Oppenheimer will pitch with a lead for the first time today. Jack McKillop has driven in 4 of Union's 5 runs today, and he has the Garnet Chargers leading 5-4 in the top of the 7th. Of note, however, Dylan Swartz is 0 for 4 after swinging at that first pitch in the 6th, grounded into a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. Dylan Swartz entered today with a 10-game hitting streak. He's looking to keep that alive. But of course, these players do not care much about the personal stats at this point of the year, especially in the crossover series, when you want to extend your team's season and get your squad into the Liberty League postseason. 3-0, center cut. Ciano lays off it. This one hit on a line into right center field. Dell fields it on a hop and is going to be in there with a single and an error. And so with Union just taking the lead for the first time in the bottom of the 6th, St. Lawrence has the leadoff hitter on and in scoring position now. Fouled off by Finnegan. Finnegan, the leadoff hitter, 0 for 3. He gets the bunt down. Legman fields, throws on to first, and play is not made. So Ciano advances to third base after the throwing error by Lagman. And that was the new second baseman fielding the bunt at first, Benjamin Raphael. So not your usual first baseman making the scoop. That ball's hit on the ground. And the play is not made. Swartz got to it, diving on this in the middle of the diamond, but Finnegan beat it out. Run was going to score anyway on the infield single from Widrick. And quickly, in a tie game again here, St. Lawrence ties it up 5-5. A lot of things have happened. So Finnegan reaches on an E5 throwing error, sack, bunt. So no harm to Finnegan's batting average there. And then Widrick reaches on a single up the middle, gets an RBI as Ciano scores on the play. And Union thought they had an out as Dylan Swartz gloved the ball up the middle, flipped to Benjamin Raphael at second, but the field umpire determined that Widrick had beaten him to the bag. So now batting with no outs is John Gannon with runners on first and second. Pitch in the dirt to Gannon. Gannon entered today with 4 home runs, 43 hits, and 103 at-bats. He has 2 hits today, a single and a double. The 14th double of the year for Gannon. Puts it on the ground, testing Swartz, heading to his right. The play was right in front of him, and he gets Finnegan at first. A strong play there from Dylan Swartz. So still first and second here now for Landman. Head coach John Muller will make a walk out to the mound. We're going to catch our breath here. We'll see if there's a pitching change. We'll inform you of what happens coming back here on the other side of this mound visit. Alex Oppenheimer's day is done, but the runners on first and second are his responsibility. Lucas Miller, the first-year reliever, into the game, set to pitch to Landman with runners on first and second. First pitch out of the hand of the first-year Miller is a ball. Lucas Miller, a 4.15 ERA, 1-1, 4 starts. This is his 7th appearance. 29 strikeouts in 30 innings. And some really impressive stats for Miller, especially in conference play. He's behind 3-0 here. But for Miller, no runs allowed in 9.1, 9 1/3 innings pitched. So 5 appearances in conference play for Miller without allowing an earned run. He allowed 1 unearned run. Struck out 13 in 9 1/3 innings against Liberty League opponents. He gets a strike here on Landman. And now the count is full as Landman swings and fouls that one away. So Lucas Miller, some really impressive conference numbers. Ball's hit on the ground, 1 out here, and it is bobbled by Raphael. It was a tailor-made double play, I guess hit a little slowly. The Union does get the 1 out. There are now 2 away for St. Lawrence. Runners at second and third is John Donnellan. Bats with 2 outs. First pitch to Donnellan is a ball. Smoked on the ground, foul. So good bounce back there from Miller, who was down 3-0 and fought all the way back to induce the ground out. Benjamin Raphael made the play at second, but the runners both advanced 90 feet and are both in scoring position here. St. Lawrence trailed for less than an inning, trailing 5-4. They tied it up here on the single by Widrick. Donnellan fouls one away. 1-2 the count. Donnellan is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Spiked that one, but Caleb Miller saves a run by gloving it. Nice play by Miller. Not your traditional block by a catcher. Really was no other option for Miller than to go with the backhand pick, and he completed the play. Two and two, 2 outs. Pitch misses. Gonna have a 3-2 pitch coming up here to Donnellan. Looming on deck is Eddie Morrissey. 1 for 3 with a single and a strikeout. Morrissey batting .324 on the season. This one hit in the air. McKillop coming in on it from center field and puts it away. Miller strands 2 runners with a good relief outing. We'll see if he stays in the game. Union looking to take the lead now. Tie game 5-5, bottom of the 7th. just like Oppenheimer, David Zulsdorf out to work the 7th inning. His longest outing of the year is 7 2/3, pitched against Ithaca this month. It was a great outing against the Bombers. Like we mentioned, a really good team historically in the Liberty League. However, the 4th seed this season, 4th place team in the West. Miller crushes this one to left field. If it stays fair, it's gone, and it is. Caleb Miller gives his team the lead with his 5th home run of the season. That's got to feel really good for Caleb Miller. Just became the program's leader in hits and RBIs. Now he's 3 home runs away from the program lead in career home runs. And that one probably is sweeter than any of the others. But the task at hand now is to help his team advance in the Liberty League crossover series, and that home run does just that. Ames offers it the first pitch into left center field. Marissy's there to make the play. Union leads 6-5 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Union has scored runs in both of the last 2 innings. And Union is seeing the ball well out of Zulsdorf's hands. They have swung at the first 2 pitches of the inning. And that one's fouled off by Keaveney. So the first 3 batters of the inning swing at the first pitch from Zulsdorf. Zulsdorf lost that game where he pitched 7 2/3 innings against Ithaca. If this score holds, it will be a similar fate for the righty. Ball is beat into the ground. Cloutier fields and throws out Keaveney. Caleb Miller is a triple away from the cycle. He singled, doubled, and homered. Michael Dell to bat now. That is a huge swing of the bat from Caleb Miller. So Union swung at the first pitch in all 4 at-bats here. And they get Zulsdorf out of the inning. However, Caleb Miller homers to put the Garnet Chargers ahead 6-5, headed to the top of the 8th. Lucas Miller back out to work. The top of the 8th inning. This one's hit into fair territory. Evan Lagaman makes a jumping play in foul territory for the first out of the inning. So Oppenheimer's day is done after 6 1/3. 30 batters faced, 5 runs, 4 earned, 7 hits, 4 Ks, 1 walk. 11 flyouts to 4 groundouts for Oppenheimer. Harris offers at the first pitch, and McKillop ventures into right center field to make the play. The new right fielder for Union is Ryan Moresi. He came in for Michael Dell as a defensive replacement there. Quickly 2 away here for Lucas Miller in the second. As Cloutier fouls away the pitch from Miller. This one hit in the air. Easy work for McKillop and easy work for Lucas Miller in the top of the 8th. No score for Saints in the 8th. Union back up to bat, leading 6-5. Dennis Mulhern set to bat against the new St. Lawrence pitcher, Joshua Palumbo. Palumbo making his 11th appearance of the year, 3-1, a 1.86 ERA. Only 7 strikeouts in 19 innings of work, but very hard to score runs against. 4 earned runs, however, 8 earned runs. Union has not struck out today. The final line on Zulsdorf, 7 innings, 33 batters faced, 11 groundouts to 8 flyouts, 1 walk, 6 runs, 3 of them earned, no strikeouts, 1 walk. As Palumbo replaces Zulsdorf here in the 8th, with Union leading 6-5. It is the Garnet Chargers' second lead of the day. They led 5-4 after the 6th inning thanks to a second 2-run RBI hit for Jack McKillop as Mulhern goes down swinging. That's the first strikeout of the day for the Garnet Chargers. And then Caleb Miller, his 5th home run of the year, puts his team in front 6-5. Lucas Miller, in relief of Alex Oppenheimer, has retired all 5 Saints that he has faced. Zulsdorf has struck out the first batter of his appearance today. Hit on the ground, Legman will ground out to Cloutier. That's the first time that the Saints have been able to get Legman out. As he is 2 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt as well. Ryan Kolojachuk will bat here as a pinch hitter. Swings through 2 quick ones. 1.86 ERA for Palumbo this season, a 6.57. He's had an ERA over 9 twice as a first year and as a junior, but really has figured it out this season. The walks are up for Palumbo as he evens the count 2-2 on Kolojachuk. 12 walks through his first 3 seasons, 6 walks this year. As he punches out Kolojachuk, 2 strikeouts in the inning, Union goes down in order. But 3 outs away from a Game 1 victory for Union as they face St. Lawrence. 9-1-2 hitters coming up in the top of the 9th. Lucas Miller has set down the first 5 Saints he's faced. He's on to pitch the top of the 9th, guarding a 1-run lead. First pitch swinging for Mike Ciano. Swings right through that one. To my count, that's the 15th. This is unofficial. 15th first pitch swinging the Saints have done today. Ciano softly up the middle. Glove by Swartz. Play it first, not in time. Leadoff hitter is aboard for the Saints. Bang, bang, play it first. That's the first Saint on board since Nolan Widrick in the 7th. So Jack Finnegan bats now, talking with the third base coach for the Saints. We'll see if anything is on here. A sacrifice bunt for Finnegan in his last plate appearance. He is 0 for 3 a strikeout reached on an error, and Evan Lagaman did misplay the bunt from him in the 7th inning. That was a pitch out from Miller, and they checked on Ciano at first base, and just getting back in time was the shortstop for the Saints. 1-0 here to Finnegan, fouled away. Bunting again is Finnegan. This one's going to get down. The new third baseman, Seamus Condon. Nice play by Cooper Ames. So the second sacrifice bunt for Finnegan, as the new third baseman, Seamus Condon, almost threw it away. But Cooper Ames made a great play to catch the high throw from Condon and then lay the tag on the head of Finnegan. So after an appeal from the third base coach, the field umpire is going to talk to the home plate umpire, see if he had a better look. If this gets overturned, there's going to be a riot. I'm never a fan of overturning a play like that. If it's a rules enforcement,
Yes, sir.
so they do agree it's an out. If there's a rules enforcement that is improperly educated by an umpire, and the other umpire can come in and make the correct decision, that's fine. But one umpire overturning another umpire's call on safer out never sits well for me. 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Union leads by 1. The heart of the order is up for St. Lawrence. 2-3-4. Noah Widrick, 1-for-3 today with a walk and an RBI single. Ball is hit in the air. Mulhern comes in on it, puts it away for the second out. John Gannon, 2 for 4 on the day with a single, an RBI single, and a double. Also the biggest power hitter in this St. Lawrence lineup. They're going to intentionally walk Gannon to bring up Willie Landman. Smart choice. First pitch to Landman is a ball. Gannon is slugging .660 on the year, an OPS over 1,000. Brings up Landman, who's batting .341 with a .407. Ball falls. Mulhern is going to make a throw. Throw coming home. Not in time. Oh, man. Mike Ciano missed home plate, and Caleb Miller didn't apply the tag. If Miller turned around on that throw from Mulhern and put the tag down on Ciano, then we would have really had a scene, but the game would have been over. So Landman, after the intentional walk to Gannon, comes up big for the Saints and drives in Ciano. Donnellan will bat. Donnellan skies one to center field. Jack McKillop makes the play. So back and forth we go. The Saints get one back in the 9th. Union coming up to bat, looking to walk it off here in Game 1 of the Liberty League Crossover Series. Gannon puts that one away for the second out of the inning. And quickly 2 down here for the Garnet Chargers. Jack McKillop bunted, trying to get one past Harris. Squared a little bit too early. And then Dylan Swartz, who is 0 for 5 now, pops out to first base. Caleb Miller swings at the first pitch. This one in the air. Widrick comes in to make the play. So a very quick bottom of the 9th for Union. They swing at the first pitch in 2 of their at-bats. Miller flies out to right field to end the threat. Or no threat at all, actually. Extra innings coming up here in the crossover series. Eddie Morrissey will lead off the top of the 10th inning here in Game 1 of the Liberty League crossover series. First pitch swung on and fouled away by Morrissey. Very quick inning for Palumbo in the bottom of the 9th. Jack McKillop tried to bunt for a hit to lead off the 9th. Swartz popped out to first base, and Caleb Miller flew out to right field on the first pitch. I believe Palumbo only threw 5 pitches in that inning. Lucas Miller about to throw his 39th in relief. He punches out Morrissey for his second strikeout looking, his 3rd strikeout of the day. Excuse me, that's his first strikeout. He gets Morrissey down looking. Ethan Harris, the new batter. He is 1 for 4, and that'll stay that way as he is hit by the pitch. Max Cloutier, home run hitter in the 2nd inning, a 3-run shot. Grounded out to first, grounded out to 3rd, and flew out to center field in his next 3 at-bats. Fouled back. The 0-1 pitch is hit on a line and knocked down by Mulhern. Mulhern is lucky that one didn't get past him. That was a play that he needs to keep in front of him. And he did, diving to a knee. But not the type of play you want to be a hero on and dive. Trying to make a spectacular play in left field, especially as the home team in extra innings. 6-6 the score. 1 out here in the 10th. Swung through by Ciano. Looks at ball 1. Harris at second after being hit by a pitch. Cloutier singles for his 2nd hit of the day. There's 1 out here as Ciano bats, looking to turn the lineup over for the Saints hitters. Check on Harris at second base. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Be a pitching change here, replacing Lucas Miller in the top of the 10th with St. Lawrence leading 8-6. Jack Klein out of the bullpen, trying to keep the lead for St. Lawrence at 8-6. John Muller probably was very happy as that ball's hit on the ground with nobody home. Lageman rounds it, throws, not in time, an infield single. Nine to 6 the lead now for St. Lawrence. As Gannon bats here. Gannon was intentionally walked in the 9th inning. The next man up, Willie Landman, came up with the game-tying hit. And now 3 more runs for St. Lawrence in the 10th as the Saints have taken a 9-6 lead. Gannon thinks it hit him. Home plate umpire says no. But the point I was about to make, both teams got good length out of their starting pitchers and then have only gone to one bullpen arm until now. John Muller, the head coach for the Garnet Chargers, has now used his 2 top bullpen arms. That one does hit Gannon, and there are runners on first and second, 2 outs. Did not expect Klein to only have to work 1 game here in this crossover series, as he is the top bullpen arm for the Garnet Chargers. 2.63 ERA, 2-2 in 16 appearances, 27 innings pitched, 29 strikeouts. Those are great numbers. Landman offers at that one. Technically another first pitch swinging. Anyway, Union was set up for a perfect second day of the crossover series here after only having to use 2 pitchers until Klein came in, as Miller led up the go-ahead runs here in the 10th and the game-tying run in the 9th. St. Lawrence, we'll see if Palumbo comes out to pitch the bottom of the 10th. I assume he will. Then St. Lawrence's bullpen will be in a good shape for the 2 games, as they only use 2 pitchers here in this game. If Union is unable to knock another pitcher out of the game and either lengthen this game, force an 11th inning, or even walk it off with 4 runs in the 10th. The 1-2 to Landman is low. Evens the count 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on for Landman, as Jack Klein is in. Ball eats up Condon. Another run's going to score here. Ten to 6 the score. Swung on and missed by Donnellan, the 9th batter of the inning. Klein has Donnellan ahead, down in a 0-2 hole here. Union trails by 4. They trailed by 4 in the 2nd inning, clawed their way back to eventually take the lead in the 6th and again in the 7th. So Union has come back from 4 runs before, but they didn't have their backs against the wall like they do now. Hit on a line, fielded by Lageman. That will end the inning. So Union coming to bat, trailing by 4, the bottom of the 10th, game 1 of the Liberty League crossover series. Joshua Palumbo on to work his third inning of work. He is stretched out, however. He does have one start. And it was the same formula against Clarkson in a win on April 24th. Zulsdorf went 5, Palumbo went 4. And Palumbo has gone multiple innings in 7 of his outings this season. So definitely used to it here is Palumbo, working multiple innings out of the pen. He also has one start this year. Can really set the Saints up for success if they hold on to this 4-run lead and only have to burn 2 pitchers. Union only had to burn 3. Well, 2 bullpen arms, and you expect Klein and Miller to both work again tomorrow. Definitely not going to sit those 2 down despite pitching today. Those are Union's 2 best relievers. And Union's best reliever actually might be their shortstop in Dylan Swartz. Ball, and a leadoff hitter is on for the Garnet Chargers here to start the bottom of the 10th, trailing by 4. Cooper Ames gets his first hit. He was previously 0 for 4 with 3 flyouts and a ground out. Another 0 for 4 hitter is due here for the Garnet Chargers, looking for his first hit. Keaveney has hit the ball on the ground all 4 times at bat today. Swings at the first pitch. It's popped up in the air this time, but the right fielder Widrick is there to make the play. Swung at the first pitch 4 of their last 6 at-bats. But the Saints eventually ended up scoring 4 runs in that 10th inning. Could have been a huge moment, and it was at the time for Ryan Moresi to make a good diving play there to save runs. But the Saints were able to get to Lucas Miller. The Saints also drove in 2 runs against the new pitcher Jack Klein. Jack Klein allowed the first 3 batters he faced to reach base. 4-pitch walk for Moresi. Dennis Mulhern batting in a big spot. 2 runners on, 1 out. Union trails by 4 in Game 1 of the Liberty League crossover series. We're going to play another one tomorrow at noon. And if necessary, that will turn into a doubleheader if the teams split the first 2 games of the day.
Leave it up, Danny. Come on, Dan, need you on. Leave it up, Danny. Come on, Dennis, fight back.
Dennis Mulhern, 1 for 3, a single and a walk. He's scored twice. He struck out in his last at-bat against Palumbo. Palumbo and Moresi were the first to square off, or excuse me, Mulhern. Goes to second, no throw at first. So now runners at the corners and 2 outs.
Come on, Evan.
Good play there by Cloutier. Gets it to Ciano. Ciano bluffs the throw at first, tries to backpick Cooper Ames, but Ames was not fooled. Evan Lagaman 2 for 3. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it away. Flagaman has an RBI single in the second. Also singled in the fourth. Hits this one into the air. Cloutier dropped it. So a run scored. Cooper Ames comes home. Mulhern over to third base.
Come on, take advantage. Let's go. Take advantage.
Flagaman reaches on the error. So not done yet are the Garnet Chargers. And we have a pinch hitter here with Brendan McCormick.
Seen it, 9. Come on.
And that will do it for Union as Brendan McCormick grounds out. Union falls to St. Lawrence 10-7. St. Lawrence can advance to the Liberty League tournament with a win tomorrow. Union needs to win 2 on Saturday. We'll see you then. Looking forward to spending a Saturday with y'all here in Schenectady. Until then, have a nice night and see you tomorrow.